What's going on, fellas? I'm back here in Kiana, the Miata, and I want to talk to you guys about something very interesting that I've been thinking about lately, as far as this car in particular. As you guys know, I've been driving all week, or you don't know I've been driving all week, but I'll just tell you, I've been driving all week in the GR86. And usually I telework most of the time, so you know, as far as swapping cars on a daily, I usually try to get a chance to swap cars, you know, between this one and the 86. But I've been away from this car for about a week or so, and I want to say I quite miss it, and glad to be back home and getting back into this car. And what was on my mind today was, is this the best FR in the business as of right now? And I'll give you my thoughts and opinions on why I believe it is the best FR in the business. And obviously, if you guys don't know who are watching, and it's okay, I'm here to educate because I'm learning just like all of you. An FR is a front engine, oh god, my camera uh-oh, that kind of jacked up, but a front engine rear wheel drive car is what we call an FR. And I just dropped a couple of bars for y'all, so you're welcome. Anyways, is it the best? My opinion, I don't think it's even close. As you guys do know, like I said before, I do have a GR86, and now I'm a bit biased towards that car, but not because of its features. I'm only biased towards that car because of what it stands for me. Everybody has their own like favorite cars or anything like that. So I mean, you guys can probably get where I'm coming from with this, but for me, it's the best car, and it's not even close, due to the fact that, one, you can get this car right now. Oh god, I'm glad I didn't hit that thing. You can get this car right now for about 25 grand. Now this is the sport model, it's not the Grand Tour. And the Grand Tour you probably get for like 27.2 or 27.5, probably, you know, 26 if you're lucky. But for me, that's one of the key points in getting an FR. You want something that you can kind of learn with, and anybody who's an enthusiast knows that learning is the key when it comes to driving performance cars. And dang, another piece of roadkill? Jesus, this is a bad day to get on this road. But everybody knows that, you know, when you get behind a car for performance, you don't want to just jump into a Corvette, Stingray, or, you know, a Camaro. And nothing against those cars. Again, we're lovely rivals. I don't care about that, you know. But they're a little bit, for the average person, I would say, a little bit too much power, in my opinion. I think that this car was specifically made for everything that you needed to be and more. And I'll elaborate on a few things that I really like about this car that just you can't really compute it. Obviously, like I brought up before, I computed the price. You want a sports car, it's affordable and it looks good, so you don't necessarily have to feel like you're getting something, you're cheaping out in a sense, because I would definitely tell you from experience that the experience behind this car in particular will definitely outweigh, you know, what it lacks compared to other cars, as far as like Corvettes and, you know, stuff that's way more expensive, higher version Camaros, SS's and stuff like that. But for me, it's like, you know, when I was away this week, away from this car and driving my 8.6, of course I was having a lot of fun, but I was always thinking about, dang, you know, especially with the sun being out and whatnot, when I was driving back and forth to my hotel room, dang, I sure wish I had brought the, you know, the Miata with me so I could drop the top and just relax and get some fresh air. That alone, I think, is what separates this car from a lot of other cars, because of how, you know, when you feel like you want to have a different experience, and I'll tell you for sure that it's definitely a different experience when it comes to with the driving with the top up and driving with the top down. And for me, that is very invaluable as far as what you would go into looking into an FR. And then say you're one of those guys that likes to cruise. I'm one of those guys. I like to cruise sometimes, but I also like to kind of, you know, put the pedal to the metal, so to speak, and go a little bit fast or quick. But this car can do both. Not only can you just, you know, sit behind the wheel, drop the top, and have, you know, a nice little cruising session with your favorite music or whatever, but if you feel like you want to go to a track or you want to hit some back roads up, kind of like what I attempted to do, but didn't have much luck, not only the traffic being here, but, you know, some roadkill just randomly popping up. I think that overall, if you wanted to go fast and hit the canyons up on the back roads and drive this thing aggressively, it'll take it. You don't have to worry about the car pushing the car too hard, especially if you're a beginner. You won't, the way you drive, you're naturally gonna limit yourself anyway, and I'm telling you this again from experience, because I do that as well. You're naturally gonna limit yourself, not only because you know you're not a pro, but you also don't want to hurt anyone else in the process, especially if you're going down roads you don't even recognize, or some that you're not even familiar with. But with this car, you know, it takes a little bit to get up. It has some torque, don't get me wrong, but it takes a little bit longer to get up than most cars. But when you get up in the 5,000 to 7,000 RPM range, this car feels fantastic. And for me, I wish, again, I could just demonstrate what I mean by that, by revving RPMs up. But this is probably not the perfect time of day for this, especially on a Saturday. Everybody's out moving around, and you know, here in PA, people, you know, are trying to enjoy themselves before the weather gets really bad. So my apologies that I couldn't really, you know, show you, you know, demonstrate what I mean by that. But other than that, you know, I think also what goes into this being the best FR is that you get the tossability of this car, as far as, you know, going around sharp corners and not feeling like you're gonna kill yourself. This is definitely something that you could grow with as a driver, and I'm a firm believer, as a guy with kids that I'm currently teaching how to drive right now, I'm a firm believer that driving a car like this and trying to find its limits when it's feasible, especially when you have a little bit of space, is definitely something that you should try. Because, you know, there's nothing better than becoming a better driver, especially if you drive a lot. And this car makes you want to test things out, and also gives you more confidence when you actually get something right. Like, you know, a little mini burnout when you're turning a corner, or, you know, weaving through traffic, knowing how small your car is and being very precise and direct on where you're trying to go and weaving back and forth through different areas. So that's definitely very helpful, and something that I believe that is definitely underrated in this vehicle, because everybody just thinks, I mean, the average person, I can't say everybody because Miata Mafia will come after me and say not everybody, but most people, the average consumer, just thinks that this is just a car for one particular purpose and I can't use it as a daily. I could definitely say you could use this as a daily. Again, if you got kids, think twice, but this car definitely has plenty of space, and you could daily it. And you not only that, for those of you who are gas mileage conscious, it has very good gas mileage. So, you know, with that being said, guys, in my opinion, like I said, I own the 8.6 and I do like the 8.6 more, but again, it's not for the reasons of what this car can do. It's for, you know, nostalgic purposes, personal reasons, or whatever you want to call it. But I think, honestly, if I'm being unbiased about the 8.6 versus this car, the Miata, it's not even close, because it's cheaper too, and readily available. And dropping the top is something that, you know, that's amazing, that, you know, the GR86 can't do. So I think that's all I got for today, fellas. I just had that on my mind and wanted to discuss that with you guys and let you know, like, I believe that for everything I just mentioned, that this is the best FR you can get. Not only that, when you learn how to drive this car at its power, at its stock power, you can tune this thing to the moon. You can add a supercharger, you can add a turbo, whichever way you want to go with it. The world or this Miata is your canvas, man. You can paint the whole world differently in this car and make this car drive a lot differently than what it does now. So with that being said, fellas, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.